Hi, what's going on, everybody? My name's MC. I'm Matt, and I'm a real alcoholic. And I want to touch a few topics about social interaction. Okay? My story involves alcohol. The alcohol, over my experience, what I had created through alcohol consumption was social interaction was only to be accomplished through mass drinking. There you go. And the sad thing is it's the brain and the mind that gets driven into that. And that's what it does. And I was far beyond gone from alcohol. So, and I was 37 when um, that was my last relapse. Okay, but we'll say for 10 years, I guess. I think probably 10 solid years I had to drink somewhat to go out in public towards the latter end, or the social interaction that I had would just crumble. You know, whether it was I was real hammered, blacked out, and real feeble from not drinking, and my body would lock up, or just I would shake, or the social interaction wasn't there because I didn't have my medicine, so to speak. And going into that, because I wanted better. We all do, but we all want to do it our way. And I had to release control. And looking back at my last detox, I can see myself worried about social interaction, about going around people without drinking and being nervous and all that shit, because I created that realm, that depressive, pathetic mindset. I did that through my consumption, and I did, but my mind grabbed it. And they know, the people that created all this shit. But I knew that that I had to fight through that fear created. Because it's not the people thinking about me, it's me in my head thinking about all them looking at me, even though they're not. It's just that's me and my thinking, and that's what I try to get through to most of you, and a lot of you behind the scenes. And because we're gonna say this right here was that's what I look like the last time, right there behind me. Okay, and what's hard is it's interacting with people when you're going through withdrawals, and you're shaking, and you're very emotional, and you're very tempted to relapse because the pull is so strong, and it is, and that's to any substance. But I went to AA, and I'm just going to use AA, and hell, it ain't about anonymity no more. If we're going to help people, we're going to have to take the 12th step to the fucking airwaves like this. But long story short, I went to the New Way Club, 7:30 meeting that was over there by Macaulay. And I went in that first day, and there, and we'll just pick the story up from here. And I just started crying. You know, there's smoke in the room. It's the only smoking club. It's awesome. It was. And hell, I'm healthy as shit. I don't know what's wrong with everybody else. Anyways, let me stay on it. And the process of socially interacting started to begin. Me showing humiliation in front of a group of black, white, alcoholics, fuck ups, and everybody. Getting that out. Something that we hold in, sort of like children do within the schools. They hold so much in within their fucking bodies that, I can see it within them, and that's not good. And I go into this meeting and I get it out. And then after the meeting, we all hold hands, and people are coming up, black, white, women hugging me. You know, guys shaking my hand and shit, hugging me, not even knowing me, saying, hey, you know, come back tomorrow. We love you. You know, and the interaction process starts to begin then because I can sort of relate to people. But then again, now I'm in just one room out of detox. I'm back. I'm in the New Way group early in the mornings, but you keep coming back. You know, each day it's important to share, and we never share in this society. But in AA, Celebrate Recovery, you share. You're in groups, whatever, and you get out what's been on inside of you. If you're real with it, you will get better. Because who cares if anybody's in there to just listen and hold on to the shit? Maybe it'll help them one day. Or maybe they'll try to use it against you, but who gives a shit? If you're real, it doesn't fucking matter what they use against you, because when you tell the truth, there's nothing that they can say when you live right. And that's the whole thing is the journey of interacting, of, you know, because I was very outgoing when I was younger. And alcohol destroyed my faculty to reason, to be around people. And you know, it's by design. The alcohol is shit alcohol. It kills you. It kills us. Look at the hospitals and shit are so booming because of all of our pathetic illnesses that they gave us. But anyways, as time goes on, we're going to give it a couple of weeks, couple of months. I'm becoming just a little more comfortable with around those individuals, but I still have stinking thinking. But then I'm offered the chair one day. You know, and it's like, I ain't getting up there in front of all them people. Some of them are mad as fucking hell, and they look at you like they're ready to kill you. But that's the whole thing, social interaction. In order to get better, we've got to socially interact. And I'm talking about me too. And it can be used in relating it on a larger scale. But I chair. Okay. People got mad at this old man. He's like a brother, old brother. You know, for allowing people to get up there, because a lot of clubs won't do that. Oh, you got to have a year, you got to have 2 years and this and this. But it was a challenge early in recovery. Sort of like we need to challenge children early in childhood. Challenge them positively. Be behind them like this old man behind me. He can do it. Getting up there sweating, you know, still withdrawing months into it because my brain had been damaged. But now my social interaction has expanded. It's getting bigger. Do you see what I mean? I'm walking in the room and I'm a baby into this shit, sort of like children into all this shit that's going on, and everybody's ignoring it. No social interaction. They're trying to get rid of that. You know, I'm up there chairing, you know, learning. There's a process, learning on calling on people, learning how to cut people off if they're rambling. If somebody's struggling, you allow them to get that shit out. Now the social interaction process that I'm going, it's free too. But I'm bringing all the experience of all the rehabs, detoxes, and everything that my parents, thank God they did put me through that shit, because if it wasn't for that experience, I wouldn't know so much. So now what I have, you know, and it's a business. Recovery is a business, and it's sad. So now what I've done is my faculties are starting to be unlocked. My sponsor, you know, and then y'all know, and this is a long story and I can't tie it all in, but in the meantime, I'm working steps. I'm working with him. We're being intimate, not a gay thing, because he's black, I'm white, and I've never heard that before. I thought it was a sex thing because I'm immature. So I'm talking to him. He's suggesting things to me, and day by day, my interacting, you know, because I have black friends. I sold a lot of dope. Black guys too. They sold a lot of dope, and we sold it to each other and made a lot of money and blew it and ended up becoming alcoholics and drug addicts, and that's how it is. But all that interaction was all fantasy and shit. Not like now. Not like I'm talking about and addressing. You know, because now I've walked in, I've humiliated myself continuously. I have chaired, I have I have interacted, I have called on people, I have gotten to know people, I have shaken hands, and at the end of the meetings we hold hands and we look around and we say, hey, does anybody need an extra prayer? Is anybody here fucked up anymore that you need something? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. All right. And you say the Lord's Prayer. And you have a choice. Do you want to interact by holding hands or you just want to sit out? Who cares what you believe? You're part of a group. You're part of an energy, that is interacting. And those individuals that did that, I understand they're going through some things, but there comes a point in time to where, it's not you're partaking in something that you don't believe in and you shouldn't. It's you're neglecting your energy inside that circle of interacting with each other, and there's a power source from that. People that nobody in AA knows that or celebrate recovery. And them churches, them people know, them pastors. But when you have a circle and there's more power together than there is alone. And that's my whole point of this social interacting. Especially with the children and with the school. See, they are slowly, and here's what the rest of that is. Those of y'all that's never seen this video. That was 1 year. Yeah. That's all from walking in there and crying. And my mama picking me up down there in Atlanta and saying, we got to go to the downtown fellowship. Yeah. And that shit happened. Mike, black guy, bam. Because what that produced is this. You see that? There's Train Magazine. Well, there it is. Train Magazine, full page. Bam. Get you some. And the whole concept is Mike telling me, y'all watch Dr. Phil and shit. We make it to magazines, and then find the truth out and everybody ignores you. But anyways, in the beginning, the suggestions, the social interact is this. Hey, go to Walmart. I want you to get a pack of gum. And I want you to go get in the longest damn line possible. I want you to get in the line where they have 2 fucking buggies each. It's like, what? You want me to sit there for like an hour? If that's what it takes. And then when you get up there to pay for it, tell the one behind you, go ahead in front of me. They'll think you're fucking crazy. And I said, I know they will. I ain't doing that. Well, then you don't want help. I did that shit. I got out there and I was like, go ahead. I was shaking like hell. Nervous, but I was fighting it because I don't want to kill myself no more. And the whole process is you got to be able to socially interact. And they was like, what the hell's, you sure you don't want to just pay for that pack of gum? And it's like, look, I'm an alcoholic. Okay, brother of mine, he told me I need to do this, a suggestion, and I'm doing it because I'm afraid to be out in public without drinking. Sir, my husband's fucking drunk. That's a conversation that it opened up. So I opened up a door by socially interacting. And who the fuck knows if it helped her and her husband. God knows when she went home, I was just saying that some drunk guy at Walmart waiting in line. Yeah, you need to go to a meeting. Yeah, I'm going to, bitch, I'll pour his beer out. And I'm just saying. And then there's other suggestions too along the way, but it's all about socially interacting because this book's all about suggestions. That's all it is. And what we have is when I didn't take suggestions, this happened. Look at all these mug shots. This is all my mug shots. I went back and got as much as I could throughout the history of my shit, and I'm willing to share it. And once we get it into a book, ebook form, be like, we're going to give all the money away too and piss our handlers off. Yeah. The whole thing is in order to get better and to find out what is going on, we have to do an inventory. And what's happening right now with the nation is, especially with the schooling, is they're severing the children and the adolescents and the teenagers within the schools. And I'm sure a lot of y'all feel the same way I do about a lot of things, but we do have to respect the position. I don't have to honor that shit. I respect all of them. But it's still bad because the virtual thing, it's, I've talked to some heavy hitters across the nation. My story got worldwide. Did. You can look it up. Many different languages and articles. They made a lot of money. I didn't. That's cool. Doesn't matter. Maybe one day I'll run into somebody from Honduras and they'll be like, oh, hey. I'll be like, fucking hey, man. I've been waiting years to see that shit. But anyways, What the schools are doing is the virtual learning. Google had a patent, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago already in place on children being inside their room learning from school, inside their room. So this is nothing new. We have COVID apps on go to your Google settings. If you're watching this, go to settings on your phone, then go to Google settings, and then the first thing that'll pop up is COVID-19 app, and it'll say not on or whatever. And when that shit gets turned on, the contact tracing that everybody has laughed, and if this is the first time you watching this video, that shit is real. Some of y'all have already gone through it. But it will be to where you're going to have to be in your house, and you're going to have to show people that you're in there and that you're not leaving. Eventually, it's going to get real bad. People are going to buck, But the whole concept with the school and the children and the adolescents and all that is to get them away from school as much as possible, if that makes any kind of sense. Because the more this is a bigger thing than anybody could think of. Okay, when the social interaction is severed, what you have is shit like this. But there's not any mug shots. They're in trouble with themselves. What it is they're going to become more secluded. They're going to become more paranoid, more schizophrenic. The more prescriptions that are going to be prescribed, they're not going to live as long if we're looking at this from a long-term thing. Because when you tie in recovery, okay, you go in and you get a better understanding of it. It takes 90 days for something to become a habit. 90. Go out here in public and look. You can see everybody wearing the mask. That's a habit. Because all they have seen on TV is the same swinging dick sitting there saying, wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask. Go to Publix. Every 5 minutes, it's the same Red Dawn communist shit from the movie that comes over the intercom saying, do your part. Stay 6 feet apart, wear a mask. Goes away, comes back on. And it's insane because I'd heard an older gentleman this evening talk. He said they're worried about the children. And I said, it's over. What do you mean it's over? I said, we have been in this shit for a year almost. It'll be a year coming up. And I said, nobody wants to give me that guy props because of the addictionologist. You can go be a master's degree for that shit, but I already know about it because I've experienced all of their businesses and corporations. And if you control if you control, it doesn't matter about the control because we're already there. And that's the hardest thing because they're sitting there saying that we're going to, people are getting mad. Well, they've already planned on y'all getting mad. They've already planned on a bunch of you waking up all of a sudden, and then some more shit will pop off on the news. Because when we tie in the news and we tie in the stories and the mask and all that, what we have now, besides the athletes, is we have major severed social interaction. Severed. Because you have parents who are social distancing from their own family inside their own house, wearing masks 24/7. We cannot see a person's emotions when they have a mask on. We can't see them. We can't see those children that are already depressed because their families are severed at home because the government put another fucking methadone clinic down the street and another pharmacy and another fucking liquor store. All right there. But we're America, Matt. Yeah. Can you not see that? It kills all social interaction. That's the social interaction, is hooking up. And all this shit is me looking up to fake Hollywood stars and athletes. That's me chasing fucking nothing. You know, that shit right there is me with so much other shit, an army behind me. It wasn't even me doing that shit. It's like when you take suggestions, but see, that's the thing, is the children will never have that experience. What it would take right now, it would take them, we would have to spend, if they go to school for 8 hours, we would need 2 of those hours every day for every student to do physical activity every day, all the time. That's part of it. There's no other choice. You know, if they can play the sports, right? If LeBron James and all them, King James, like the King James version, if they can do all that shit out there, then the students, which is our students, because this is my land too, then what we can do is add 2 hours of PE every day, regardless of how they fucking feel about it. Remember, y'all are the government. You do own us. I do know that. And since we're on this ship, we'll go to court, and I'll try my best to fight like hell on the sea, too. People are like, what the hell is he talking about? We're under maritime admiralty law. See, that's how we social interact. You know, but now, stuff like the story here, you know, all the different clubs within the schools severed. But all those clubs go back into some heavy hidden secret societies and stuff, you know. And what they're doing now, though, is it's not that they're cock blocking social interaction. What they're doing is they're putting everybody inside. And if you pay attention to the TV, the commercials are showing you, and you know, oh, we're sitting here on the call, hey family, yeah, I love you too. Yeah, we're doing it. It's the new us, the new era. Yeah, and it's. I'm like, that's the future. They're not going to allow you to leave unless you go on vacation to spend money. They don't want you to leave. It's like when you tie in the corporation of the United States, we're a business, and just like any other business, we're 20 years ahead. They are, and now what's happening is they're restructuring it. They're pushing us. We're cattle, so they're pushing us in the direction that they want this business and this corporation to go, and that's a socially distanced. It's a very silenced society. It's a very controlling society, a very fearful, scared, and do anything you want to society, even though you can't do anything you want to society. And that's where we're going, because the children, it's like this. I know I sound crazy, but not unless there would have to be millions of us to even raise enough hell about what's going on. But then again, there's more millions that are under the influence of laziness, you know, of substance abuse from the pharmaceutical industry. Free meds here, you know, they got the poor ones on it. You go sign up, you can get some free opiates and then sell them. Yeah, make $1,200 a month. And see, that's the whole fucking thing. There ain't nobody going to vote against that shit and go against it when they're making money because they're poor, but the government's allowing them to do it off the pills that they buy from the gangsters of the pharmacies. And I don't blame, we bought scripts all the time from old women. Fuck, I got 10 scripts a month. That'd be like, you know? And that's all because they allowed that shit. And that destroyed our fucking social interaction to do something like this, positive, as opposed to this. Because they have that shit out there, you can get high, and that's the thing is the Hollywood actors and all that other bullshit, they get on TV, and they sway our children, our youth, and they do, and the handlers put the fake, phony ones out there, and it's just horrible because it's not going to get better. And there's nothing that we can do because this is Caesar, man. This is Caesar's world. It's the Roman Catholic Church. You know, if you really look into it, you'll find out what maritime admiralty law is. You'll find out. Just go back and just research, and you're not going to be able to just find it on Siri. Or Google. Siri is the Sirius, the dog star, and Google is the government. It's what it is. Twitter is all created, to blind us and all that. And truthfully, the social interactions hasn't been there in 10 years with the technology, and it hasn't. Dude, that shit's horrible. People, that's all. The children are not raised by the parents anymore because the parents are on their phones because it's addiction, and then they've got the commercials going, hey, get all your children phone. Hell yeah, let's fuck off all the time. Oh, it's on TV. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. And then it creates obesity and shit. And you got to get medications. And then generationally, you're fucking, it's the same thing. So social interaction has been gone. That shit like that, they don't want people. They created the shit, and now they're going to get rid of it, the addictions and stuff. And all the cancers probably in time because they don't want us. They hate us. Anyways, I'm getting tired as hell. Last 5 minutes, I was probably all over the place. Love you.